With structured data, they're always running these beta tests, and I had noticed a new one for the Google Assistant. It's saying that you can add structured data for this. It's called Speakable. And basically you can just mark up sections of the page. If someone gives a query to a Google device, like for news around, bicycles, then it'll pull that from your page and read it aloud. And they do have some guidelines. You add the structured data, and then you actually have to submit your content to Google. And then I guess once they get back to you and it's good, then it'll go to the text to speech. And they have guidelines for writing the structured data. It should only be around 20 to 30 seconds. It's roughly 2 or 3 sentences. And then they say you should rewrite parts to break up the information so it can read it more clearly without the other content around that part. So basically just so that those 2 or 3 sentences make sense on their own. Will be something interesting to test, because it seems like it works for any kind of industry, because it's just news around the topic. So it might be something interesting to test out, especially since it's still in beta.
Well, it's almost coming up with a content campaign or something around it, right? So with Shubo Knives, you could do blog content, but then you could also mark it up with the speakable stuff, how to cut a watermelon, how to cut ribs, right? And you could put some speakable markup around some of those things and kind of have a multi-purpose campaign. Obviously, the challenge is measuring it, but I know with Google, they'll send links to the phones and stuff too, but then that's probably direct traffic, but not a reason not to do it, but just an obstacle in terms of how to show the client the value.
And that's a good point too, because they did mention that here, that it sends the article to the user's phone.
I've optimized for these previously, and the flash in the pan of giving them a list of queries that they can say into their phones and then have their brand brought up is pretty impactful, even if it doesn't result in a bunch of organic traffic. And there's some balance there of being able to show them some cool things, and the branding effect that has, brings back users to the site, maybe in an organic fashion as well. Yep. So it could have one of those larger lifts.
Yeah, could help the PPC team building a retargeting audience. There's a lot of good reasons to do it.